this idea, I think, and I wish everybody, regardless of age, I wish everybody just realized the control that you can have over your life and money. And I say that with the caveat, we don't control as much as we think we do in life. There's that element. But there is an element that, like, tactically speaking, when you're handling things, like, there are things you can do, decisions you can make that is going to help the outcome of your money. And
that sums up everything, all the advice is, if I could go to younger George, I'd say there's so much more out of your control than you think, and there's so much more in your control than you think.
Yes.
And the problem is I was focused on the things I couldn't control.
That's it.
I was hyper-focused.
Should we write a book? This
That
is
would be good.
This is good.
I'm sure there's like
Keep
50
going.
out there.
This is so
But anyways,
good.
you get the point. And so what I could actually control was the guy in the mirror, the way I handled my money, how much money I put away from my paycheck, how much I was intense about attacking my debt. And that's, I feel like, when I had the most transformation in my life.
Yeah.
My mindset changed, my finances changed for the better, and I went from broke to millionaire in 10 years by doing that, by following the Ramsey plan, by getting on a budget. Download the Every Dollar app if you haven't today. That's sort of the physical, tactical way you do this day to day.
Yeah, and I think that's it. There's so many things out of control in life. Like, I mean, even health stuff we were talking about, but like stuff happens and, anything. And you're just like, gosh, there's some stuff you just can't control. But yet the things that I want to manage it really well. And I want to make it for my benefit and not for the benefit of others. And so being debt-free, living on a plan, having peace with your life, having margin. I mean, like, these things are so good. They're so good to have in your money life. So,
well, let's cover a list of financial tips you wish you could tell your younger self.
Mine would be budgeting can be fun.
Oh.
Yeah, I learned this in my 20s. I was kind of about budgeting for a while. And it was the one time we were on a trip, Winston and I were, and he was like, don't worry about the budget. And I was like, okay, love you. You're like everything. It's so great. And then I realized, oh my gosh, if I don't know what the budget is, can I buy this at dinner? Can I order that? Can we do this? If we do this, can we not do I started to feel out of control. And that's when I realized a budget, it really gives you freedom. It does not limit your freedom. And there was something powerful in that. So,
and what I found is when I pre-decide how much I'm going to spend, I have zero guilt when I spend that money.
Yes.
There's no like shame spiral, like I really shouldn't have. Well, if you did it and it was in the budget, you go, great. That's exactly what it was supposed to do. And so that's what I love about the budget that is underrated.
Yes, so
it's just the amount of guilt you remove out of your life.
And every dollar, y'all, oh my gosh.
Yes, download it.
I track transactions every day. It's great. It just keeps you in line. It's like it's so, I was about to say reasonable, and I think that's a good word for it.
Reasonable.
It's so reasonable. It's just like, it gives you what you need, and that's it. And it's perfect. It's perfect.
All right, let me give you another tip here. This is a hot take. There's no such thing as good debt. If I could have told 22-year-old George that, he could have avoided a lot of pain. Because I thought in my head, well, student loans are good debt because I'm on an ROI and I'm going to get this amazing job on the other side because of my amazing degree. And I got to open the credit cards because that's good debt because it builds my credit score. And so I fell for all these stupid traps. And now I know better. I wrote a whole book called Breaking Free from Broke where I dispel all the myths out there.
Yeah.
But that's a big one that I think young people fall for.
Yeah, and now it's the trend of like using it to leverage a life. I just saw a reel on Instagram this morning, of this family, and they're like, my wife and I have $17 million in debt, and we're not worried because and we love it because they have 8 VRBOs or Airbnbs, and
guess what? They're pitching their freaking Airbnb course.
Yeah, I know,
they want you to buy.
but they're like, we make $1 million a month. They're like, whatever the crazy, and you're just like, man. And then a recession happens, and oh my gosh, what are you going to do?
People stop booking Airbnbs.
What are you going to do? Like, I don't know. It's just it's the risk for me. That's my thing. I don't like risk. I don't want to, if something goes sideways, it's just on us, and it's a loss on us, not a loss that we have to then make up with a bank.
That's a good word.
I don't like it.
Here's another one. I'll invest later. I'll save later. I'll get out of debt later. That mindset will crush you because later comes and you're now older and in the same place you were because you said you were going to do it and you didn't do it and life happened and things got crazy and you didn't think about it. And so just do it now. Get out of debt now. Get the emergency fund now. Make the sacrifice now. It'll take you, to follow the Ramsey plan when we talk about, baby step 2, paying off all your consumer debt, on average 18 to 24 months.
Yep.
That might sound like forever.
Yep.
But now in my 30s, I'm like, 2 years flew by.
Sure.
And I
To
don't regret
set you
any
up
of
for
the
financial
sacrifice.
success later. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Emergency fund is your BFF.
Love that one.
Love an emergency fund. This is like, I love it so much. It's great.
It really does feel like an old trusty friend.
It is. You see
Always
it, and you're
there
like,
for
you know
me.
what? When everything goes awry, or if it does, you're there. You're there, and it feels good.
Have you given your emergency fund a name, like Eric? Like, Eric's there for me. No?
No.
Just me? Mine's Rhonda.
Wait, what?
Rhonda's trustworthy. You know, like Rhonda's your ride or die. Like, she's a little
She's a little kooky.
kooky, but when you need to text someone, you're in a bind, it's 2 a.m., you got to get
so
bailed
good.
out
You know
of
who
jail.
mine would be? Clark.
Oh, Clark. That's a good one. Clarks are reliable.
Clark feels reliable. Clark feels wise.
They don't have a lot going on. A Clark
Clark
is not that busy.
Yeah, Clark is.
He was cleaning the gutters,
He's
most
steady.
likely.
He's steady. That's my emergency
Clark and
fund.
Rhonda. There you go. All right, here's another one that's kind of a hot take. Generosity is one of the keys to contentment and being grateful
Oh, I believe that.
and being others focused.
Yeah, generosity is not a financial principle that people talk about a lot. And in our space of even like financial people, no
Well,
one
it's all
ever.
about you got to build wealth and like you got to enjoy the money.
Y'all, listen, you cannot live a selfish life. If you live with the blinders on and it's all about you all the time, 24/7, after a while, it's exhausting. Like it's just like, and people feel, I don't know. It's just,
And that was me in my 20s. I was so just so self-focused and absorbed. And
it's like this
what am
hoarding,
I getting?
I don't know. Yeah. And it's like, man, chill. Live with an open hand. You're going to be okay. And there's people out there that, and there's a part of me that I'm like, they need help. I'm like, and plug into what you love. Like whether it's foster care, whether it's clean water, like whatever the thing is that like makes you feel like, yes, I want that in the world. Do it. Give to it. Give your time. Like all of it.
Yeah.
So
Generosity is one of the best paths to real joy.
It's great.
Like spending money, it'll be gone in a heartbeat. Saving is like fun, but it's not going to give you immense joy. Generosity will get you there.